Hi, my name is Saoirse Kelly and this is Pop Life. We're at the end of our three-part series of our pop icons. The iconic image of all three of these girls in the car. Yes, we are talking about Lindsay Lohan.
I can be your Lindsay Lohan, I can be Madonna.
I'm just doing my skincare. I have some of it done. We're gonna just go from there. Lindsay Lohan is born on July 2nd, 1986 in the Bronx, New York, to Michael and Dina Lohan. Her parents didn't have a good marriage and Michael wasn't necessarily a good man. Very similar to Britney and her childhood. Her father has a lot of legal trouble. He's been done for fraud, like stock fraud specifically, domestic violence, DUIs. He lashes out, he goes to the media. He's not necessarily a good person, but we will talk more about that. In the 1990s, Lindsay starts modelling at age 3, signing with Ford models and appearing in numerous advertisements, which contributes to her early public exposure, along with her life. It exposes her to what her life is going to be like. Putting a 3-year-old in a modelling agency, I understand. People need kids for certain things, for certain representation. But me personally, if I was a parent, not a chance, not happening. At this point, no one knows who Lindsay is. She's a face on a few ads. She's a face on a few boxes. She's not really famous per se. But in 1996, at age 10, Lindsay's acting debut on the soap opera Another World. She plays a character called Ali Fowler for about a year, and this marks her first step towards a career in acting, let's say. And then in 1998, at age 11, that is when her breakout role occurs. That is when she auditions for and gets the role as the twins in The Parent Trap. The film is huge. People are mind-boggled by the technology. They think there's 2 of her. They think that she really is a twin. People to this day ask her and think that she really is a twin. This is like a huge success in her as a star, child star. She gets booked for more roles in this. She's now the breadwinner of her family. People notice that she has a lot of talent, she has a lot of charm, she has a lot of media training. This is Disney. She's good at media training. She's also been working since she was 3. She's gonna know what to do and say. She's a very wholesome image at this point. Obviously, she's 11. What are you going to do? And then in 1999 to 2002, she's rising in popularity. At age 14, she stars in Life Size with Tyra Banks, which, if you don't know, Tyra Banks is a Barbie doll in this movie, and Lindsay Lohan basically teaches her how to live. Teaches her how to be a human, because she becomes a human. Whilst it isn't like box office famous, it does like grow in viewers and people watching, and it does become like a little bit of like a cult classic for people who like to watch Lindsay Lohan movies and Disney movies. Then in 2002, at age 16, she stars in Get a Clue, which is another Disney project, another Disney film, and it increases her popularity amongst teens. She's no longer just seen as this kid. She's no longer seen as a child now. She's seen as a teenager. She's popular amongst teens. She's not necessarily like the female Justin Bieber, but you know what I mean. She's popular amongst teenage girls. She's seen as like a role model. She's family friendly, and she fits perfectly into that Disney mold at this point. She isn't necessarily a pop culture sensation yet, but in 2003, that was when her breakout year happens. She's 17. She stars in Freaky Friday, which takes off. If you don't know what Freaky Friday is, it's also starring Jamie Lee Curtis, and basically Jamie Lee Curtis is Lindsay's mom. In the film, they swap bodies and they have to try to figure it out. It's also like a coming of age but a comedy. It's a mix of things. It's a good film. It is a critical commercial hit, and it becomes a massive milestone in her career, and she basically becomes like the leading actress, the household name at the time for actresses. She's like a major teen star at this stage, proper household name. Like, if you didn't know who Lindsay Lohan was, people were questioning you and seeing if you were living under a rock. And then in 2004, at age 18, she stars in Confession of a Teenage Drama Queen. She isn't as well received as Freaky Friday, but she continues to be recognised and paparazzi'd all the time. She also, around this time, stars in Mean Girls. I think she starred in Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen in the February, and the Mean Girls in the April of 2004. In the film, if you don't know Mean Girls, I'm judging you. It is a great film. You're getting the spoolie of shame for that one. This is a new thing now. The spoolie of shame. You're getting that. You should get the spoolie of shame if you don't know what Mean Girls is. But also, I didn't know what Mean Girls was until, I hadn't seen Mean Girls until I was like 16, because I don't know, I just hadn't seen it, and my sister quite literally bullied me for like a month until I watched it. She didn't watch it with me. Spoolie of shame to my sister. You can't give out to me for not knowing a cultural phenomenon of a film and then not watch it with me. Still mad about that. And then, like, she's cemented as this icon, this star. She's basically like, her character becomes synonymous with her. People think she is Katie. People think that she really is this girl. Paparazzi begin to follow her around more. They begin to hound her. They begin to tackle her. Not quite literally tackle her, but you know what I mean. They're giving her a hassle at this stage. They're documenting her fashion, her personal life, and but it's all positive at this point. It's not necessarily anything negative. It's all like what is she wearing, what is she doing, where does she eat, and what does she eat, and who is she friends with. It's all the nosy good stuff, you know. And then she starts her music career within the same year. She releases her debut album Speak, which performs decently in the charts, and it kind of just signaled a crossover to music. It's just kind of a tester, but every Disney star, you know, the Disney actress to pop star pipeline it's there. It's what they do. It's whatever can make them the most money. In 2005, she starts transitioning into more adult roles. She's 19. She stars in Herbie Fully Loaded. I've never heard of that film. I never have until I wrote this script. I don't know what that is. But she stars in Herbie Fully Loaded. It doesn't do well. But critics praise her for carrying the film with her charisma and her comedic timing. The image is starting to like shift. They're not really seeing her as like a cute, wholesome teen star, but they're questioning whether she can successfully transition into adulthood and into adult acting. Well, more adult roles. In 2006, she stars in films like Just My Luck, A Prairie Home, Companion, Bobby, and it just kind of showcases her range. She's testing the water. She's seeing what she can do. But she's not really making headlines when it comes to her acting and her work. At this point, this is when the partying craze starts happening for Lindsay. The paparazzi party dilemma that all three women in the series has faced. You know where it's going. You know how it is. If you've watched any of the other videos, you know exactly how this is. They start documenting all of the partying she's doing, drugs she's taking, drinks she's drinking, cigarettes she's smoking. The usual, oh, it's so taboo, they were once a child stuff. Let people grow. Let people grow. Okay? That is all I have to say. Let people be human. Humans experiment. You know, let these people live their lives. But yeah, she's starting to seem more as like a teen party girl, but it's not fully wholly negative yet. It's just like she's out a lot. She's out a lot. Okay, she's having fun. But then slowly, because of her friends like Paris Hilton and Britney Spears and her fashion choices, these start to take a hold to give like another Hollywood bad party girl image. The three icons, okay? The three icons. She's linked to this party girl persona that Paris has. It just dominates gossip columns, it dominates tabloids. And then in 2007, at age 21, she's arrested for a DUI and cocaine possession after a car crash. And this makes a significant mark on her career. It is bad. It is horrendous for her career, okay? The public perception, it starts to see her as unreliable, reckless, like God forbid a girl makes a fucking mistake. Sorry for the curse. God forbid a girl makes a mistake. God forbid a girl is forced to work her entire life and then decides one day, I'm gonna let loose, but then just goes a little too hard. You know? Can't expect these people who've never had a childhood to develop properly. It really is just not, just inhumane. That's all it is. It's just not normal. The tabloids are now reporting more and more substance abuse and reckless behaviour. The media become obsessed with her troubles, with her issues. She's going in and out of rehab. She's having public meltdowns. She's making headlines and her public image is sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, it is not doing good. It's not doing good at all. Lindsay Lohan's license is suspended at this point for previous DUI and cocaine possession. And it is now July 24th, 2007. She's still 21. Well, no, she's now 21 or 22. Brain. Okay. July 24th, 2007, she gets arrested again. This time for the same thing. DUI, cocaine possession and driving with a suspended license. She's not allowed to drive. She was in rehab a month ago and now she's back on the bag. She's getting this now. She's getting this. Shame, Lindsay. Get off the bag. Take that bag out of your bag. Flush it in the toilet. Throw it away. Okay? Throw your phone away. Get rid of all those contacts, you know? my skincare is basically finished now at this stage. I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. I was gonna go to the gym, decided not to. The lighting has changed. I'm sorry. It is raining. But in August 2007, Lindsay pleads guilty to a misdemeanor of cocaine possession and DUI and receives a sentence of probation, community service and house arrest and a mandatory drug problem. She's got an ankle monitor, basically. It's not full house arrest. Obviously, she can go out during certain hours, do what she likes during a certain time of day. She can't be driving. She can't be drinking, any of that. She can't do any of that. If you're wondering what I'm doing, this is an eyebrow serum. Nope, that's the wrong way. It's the ordinary. It's upside down. Her career basically, it's dying at this stage. It's nearly dead. They're burying it. You know, it's not good. The public aren't seeing her as a pop star. They're not seeing her as a pop star. They're not seeing her as any cultural anything. They're seeing her as a drug-fueled crazy woman because of the tabloids. That is how the tabloids are presenting it and her. She's now just a tabloid fixture. She's now just something to report on, unfortunately. There's a lot of speculation around like her rehab and her just general life and her lifestyle. In November 15th of 2007, Lindsay spends 84 minutes in jail due to overcrowding following a brief sentence for violating probation. She went out. She went drinking with the ankle monitor. She got caught. 84 minutes. She would have spent it a lot longer, but I suppose her celebrity status and obviously overcrowding got her out a lot earlier. She's lucky for that. And around this point, the public's starting to get a bit of sympathy for her, but her career is dead. It's dead. She's not making any movies. She's not showing up to anything. Yeah, she's just being seen as like a troubled star, you know? And by the end of 2007, her public image was just, it was just tainted. It was horribly tainted. And she had a lot of promise and people felt kind of sorry for her. Like I said, they had a lot of sympathy for her. But it's not like anyone was actually going to admit that to her. It was just a lot got to do with her personal turmoil, her family. Well, nothing ever necessarily happened to her fully, do you know, that witnessing all that stuff with her dad being arrested and then out of prison and drinking and abusing his wife and kids. That is going to mess someone up. Yeah, her career just stalled. Lindsay Lohan is now living in Dubai with her husband Bader Shamas and her child Louis, who she had in 2023, and she made a Netflix show called Irish Wish along with Falling for Christmas, which came out in 2022. She's also an executive producer on Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club, and she's an on-camera mentor, which is a reality TV show on MTV. But yeah, she's starting to work again. She seems to be doing a lot better now that she's sober, and what else was I saying about her? She's gone down a very spiritual route about her life and is just tipping away. She has a good life now. That is all for this video. Sorry it wasn't as exciting as the Britney Spears one, but Lindsay Lohan's life isn't as in depth, her personal life. So I just kind of got whatever I could from whatever sources. Alright, thank you very much. Bye!